Hey, this is the Third Coin Podcast, insight into the past, present, and future of blockchain, crypto, NFTs, and Web3 technology. This program is hosted by Grant Cermak, Dan Mueller, and myself, Louis May. You might say this is a series of discussions, interviews, questions, answers, opinions, and maybe some conversation about what is the third coin. All right, let's go. Great to see you guys. And our last conversation was pretty awesome. I think it was our introduction to Chia. And now we're kind of getting deeper into the why Chia, what is Chia, and some of the new developments, because this is a fast-moving blockchain that is starting to kind of get into the public's eye, or the the other blockchain lovers' eyes, and people are starting to see the benefits of it. So Grant, what's going on with it? Is there some new developments recently?
There's two things that are kind of really cool that are happening with Chia. One is that they have a real use case. A lot of blockchains, it's speculative, whatever. People are buying the coins or tokens on the chain, holding them for some period of time and hoping that the greater fool will come in, buy them, they'll make money. That's a very valid use case. Everybody wants to make money, and speculation is certainly reasonable, but it's not what most people would consider to be a real world use case, right? Chia has partnered with the World Bank in Costa Rica to do carbon credit trading on Chia via Chia Asset Tokens. And asset tokenization is a huge thing. And what that means is you have something in the real world and you want to trade it. It could be hog futures or carbon credits, whatever it is. You have something in the real world and you've tokenized it so that now on Chia, you can trade those things back and forth. So that's huge. So CATs, right? Chia Asset Tokens. The other thing is they released something called Offer Files. And this one's a little bit more technical, but it's really interesting because what it allows you to do is it allows for two people to exchange things within the Chia ecosystem without needing a centralized partner to do it for them. It's completely decentralized exchange within the ecosystem via a thing called Offer Files.
So to me, that means that stuff can happen without a Coinbase or without these third-party trading systems and trading platforms. Is that what that means?
Exactly. Let's say you have some Tether or some Dogecoin, and I told you about Chia, and I have some Chia, and you want some of my Chia. How is that going to happen, right? If you and I don't trust each other, we have to go through an exchange. But with these offer files and this new protocol that Chia's got going on, you can get something of value. You can get a cat, you can get some Chia through an exchange. But once you have something that's on that blockchain that has value, you can convert it or trade it for something else. And you can say import a tail ID for a Chia Asset Token, create an offer file, and then send me the file, or just paste me this little block of text. And I can take the text and I can see, I don't have to worry about clicking on anything. Is it malware? Is it a virus? You can tweet it. You can tweet this text. So I can say, hey, anybody want to buy some of my cat? If you create a Chia Asset Token, you can tweet an offer file out there that says, I'll give you this many of my cat for this much XCH. Anybody on Twitter can copy that, paste it into their Chia wallet, and accept the offer. And you don't even know who they are. You don't have to know who they are.
So this seems like it's taking blockchain and moving it in a lot more into real world uses. Because like comparatively with a dollar bill, all the other blockchains are like, basically they're like a dollar bill that you can only trade by going to the bank with somebody. Whereas I can just take a dollar bill and like, be Dan, will you give me that race car, that toy car for a dollar bill, and we can trade.
Well, this stuff can still be tracked.
Let me clarify this.
Okay.
So
please.
Other blockchains definitely allow for peer-to-peer exchange. That is how Bitcoin works. That's how Ethereum works. If you and I want to trade something back and forth, you want to give me some Ethereum, I send you my address, you send it to me. We do not need to go to the bank. It's completely peer-to-peer and trustless. That's how blockchain works. However, within the space of how do you actually take like an ERC20 and say, I want to exchange it for Ethereum? How would you do that? Well, most people, how they do that is they get some of their Ethereum and they want to go buy some token that's in the Ethereum network. And what they do is they go to a centralized exchange and they have a trading pair. And so with that trading pair, that's how they swap between the two things. And they go to a centralized exchange to do it. Now, there are non-centralized exchange. There's Uniswap and I don't know, Polygon Swap and Pancake Swap and all the rest of these things that allow for this trustless interchange of stuff. So this isn't a drastically new thing to be able to do this, but that still required a lot of like, somebody had to set up this stuff and do all of this stuff. This has really pushed it down to like the individual. I don't need to go to some other thing that was set up that may have who knows what kind of security problems in it, right? You got to have liquidity pools and Pancake Swap and all this kind of stuff. And you have things being drained out and hacks happening and errors with smart contracts and all this kind of nonsense that doesn't really like make it so that I can trust what's going to happen. What Chia did was they made a technology that is very interesting, right? So you have the ability in Chia to do something called a coin spend, right? Everything is coins in Chia. We talked about that last time. It's still the case. We have coins and you can spend them. What Chia did with Offer Files is they allowed you to make half a coin spend. So I can send you a completely valid half of a coin spend. So it's like a Lego brick, right? And the only way that this thing is actually a real valid coin spend is we need 2 Lego bricks. So I made 1 Lego brick and I send it to you and I say, if you can make the inverse, then we can make a baby or whatever, we can make a spend, right?
A Lego baby.
We have to glue these 2 pieces together, submit that to the blockchain, and then the coins actually spend. So what I've made on my side is half a spend, and I send it out to the world. I can put it anywhere. I can put it on a website. I can tweet it. I can give it to you directly. And whoever is capable of making the other side of that coin spend will then
fulfilling the part of the offer that you designated as part of the spend.
Right. It's like the traditional way that anything in finance works, right? Like you have a buyer and a seller, right? You have to have both. So when I'm creating one of these offer files, I'm either saying I want to buy something or I want to sell something, right? So you're creating that one half, and then the other person has to take the opposite side of that trade.
And it doesn't. The big difference is when Dan and I decide to trade $1 for an object, it's me and Dan, and I don't just put the dollar out there and let anybody fulfill that object, unless that would be like Facebook Marketplace or something. It sounds like this is you put the offer out and anybody who wants to fulfill the offer and gets that half that you put out there can just automatically fulfill it, and then the transaction takes place.
If you didn't have something like this, what you would have to do is you would have to have a counterparty that could escrow both sides of the trade. That's what you need. So this allows you to do a trade without escrow. So escrow trade. Yeah, the escrow is where, let's say that, okay, so we've got 3 of us, so we can model this.
Grant me the escrow. You got the apple, I've got the dollar.
I'm the escrow. So Dan and Lewis want to trade something. So Lewis has cat and Dan has Chia. Okay. So Dan wants some cat and Lewis wants some Chia. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about.
But I don't trust Lewis. Why should I? I mean, look at his beard. He's definitely sus.
Yeah, for real. So here's how it could work. Dan could send the XCH to Lewis and hope that you would send him the cat. And once the Chia is out of Dan's hands, he's screwed.
I have no recourse. Lewis could be like, meh. He's got both the Chia and the cat, and I got no recourse.
Which is the typical way that all transactions in the world, not all, but many of the transactions that are used in the regular world take place. We have escrows for our home purchases.
No, we're not talking about escrow yet. This is just if you guys were to try to do it. So
we're talking about the need for the escrow.
We're talking about ways to solve this problem. So the first way that people have solved this problem is I'm the big bad escrow guy that has lawyers and whatever, and you guys can both trust me. So you trust escrow. So Dan trusts the escrow and you trust the escrow. So Dan sends the Chia to me and you send the cat to me. And then I send you guys back the other stuff and I take a cut.
Yep.
for my escrow time. So I take some fee, I make some amount of money because I'm providing trust, and you both get what you wanted minus some little tiny bit. Okay, that's the traditional way things work. And that works for tons of things. When you're doing a house sale, you have an escrow service. When you are doing certain types of stock transactions, you are utilizing escrow services. So this has been the way that things have happened forever.
Yeah.
But now we have something slightly new, something slightly different. This is where now Lewis and Dan can do an exchange without an escrow service. So now what we can do with an offer file is Dan makes one half of the Lego piece and sends it to you, Lewis. Now, the only way for that Lego piece to work is for you to make the inverse piece, submit it to the blockchain, and the blockchain has to validate it as
so
real.
that was my first question, is the reason this works is because it's validated on chain.
Yes.
Which is unique as well.
Well, blockchain isn't new. I mean, Chia didn't invent blockchain. Like they're utilizing a fundamental piece of technology, but this ability to make a half of a transaction, it's pretty novel. I mean, I don't know of any other chain that can do this.
Is there a way to say once I put that half of that offer out there, do I have to rescind the offer, or can people, if I put that out to a bunch of people, does it just keep happening, or are there kind of limits to it?
I've been playing around with this a little bit. I've actually got some cats and I've got some Chia, and I've been playing around in a little bit. There's a couple of different sites for this, and the new wallet actually has 2 buttons. If I want to get a certain cat that I've read about at taildatabase.com, and there's like 185 of them yesterday. They're growing fast. I don't even know how many there are today, but I can create an offer file and I can post it publicly or privately. If I post it, if I use the default buttons, it'll push it right through an API up to offerbin.io. I click another button, it'll go to hash.green. And if I'm browsing those websites,
it publishes
I can also,
for you.
Yeah, it publishes it right to those places. But it'll also save it to a file, which I can then send somebody a file, because strangers love getting unsolicited files in their, that they can click on. Or I can open it with a text editor and take that text out and put it into a tweet or some forum where people are offering trades and haggling and talking about things in real time. The thing that's different about this is you can't feel part of an order. Like if I want to buy 100,000 of some cat token for 1 Chia, and somebody's got 50,000, they can't give me 50,000 and take half of my Chia. They have to have the full thing. So there's some room for, this to evolve and grow, and for other people to step. Go ahead. Sorry.
As an individual, you have to completely fulfill the other side of the Lego piece. You can't partially fill an offer.
Yeah.
Can't come up with half a brick.
That doesn't mean that you couldn't, as an aggregator, do it, right? Let's say that you had an offer and, like, I don't know, you wanted to fill 75% of it. You could get another person to come in and do the other part of it. So 3 of us could come together to make a trade, but it has to be completed. Like you can't, take just a piece of it.
For that to work though, wouldn't the third party be able to fulfill both parts of the trade that the other people were proposing? I guess I'm a little confused on that point.
Well, that's the beauty of the way signatures work in Chia, is you can just pretty much add them together.
So this
it's very technical. It's extremely technical, but it's just a cool
but
thing.
It can be done using the current systems right now. Yeah.
So I mean, ideally, what you could do is, let's say that you have one of these sites which is somewhat of a centralized thing. There's some debate about whether OfferBin and Hash.Green are centralized exchanges and what they're capable of doing, and whether they're really decentralized. I don't know. That's up for debate. But okay. So the fact is that they have visibility to a lot of offer files. They're all sitting there, right? Because a lot of people are uploading them, because Chia has deigned that these 2 sites are the ones that should be configured as defaults in their wallet. So, a lot of people are posting there. It doesn't stop other sites from existing and also having offer files, but these 2 are the big ones. So Hash.Green and offerbin.io. They have a lot of offers there. And what they could do is they could start aggregating these offers, right? They could say, oh, look, here's a Lego piece and here's a Lego piece, and they almost fit together. We are going to fit them together by supplying that last bit, right? They almost fit, but we'll take the other part of that trade. And because we do that, we have the ability as that centralized person to pocket the spread, as if you will, right? Like it might be that this offer shouldn't exist, like it's mispriced. And by filling this offer and then filling another offer, they're actually making money because they're doing all these.
An investment banker could basically look at all of this and see this big circle of trades that leaves them with equity in the end.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. And this is evolving on a daily basis.
Especially if the market conditions are reacting faster than people are sort of reacting to their offer files, right?
Oh, because they put up an offer 3 days ago and the market's changed umpteen times since then.
Right.
Well, okay.
Tons of opportunity for arbitrage.
A great example of this is what happened, just recently with Chia, right? Chia was trading at something like its all-time low. I don't know, $78 or something. And here comes a huge pile of volume where something like 2,000 to 4,000 Chia were purchased. And the price went up, I don't know, 8%. There were a bunch of offers that were sitting out there that were priced at the old price, reasonably near $78. And all of a sudden the price of Chia is at like $86, $89. Well, I mean, a smart person would go yoink all those, whatever that word is yoink and yeet. Yeah, they'll go yoink those cheap offers, buy them all up via filling the counterparty trade, and then go onto one of the other places where Chia is trading higher, go dump it and pocket the spread and make whatever amount of money, could clear the order book. Yeah.
Now, this is something we've never seen before. This sort of chaos. It's amazing. It's fun.
It adds a whole new level to all the things that have already been taking place. So that's my other question about these offers is when you publish an offer or create one, is it only good for one time? Like it's only one Lego, and when that Lego gets the other half of that Lego, then the offer disintegrates and is no longer out there?
So let's talk about the tech. It's important to understand what you're really doing with an offer. So in Chia, everything's a coin. We've talked about that. Yep. It's still the case. Offers haven't changed that. Everything is still a coin. In fact, that will always be the case. It's never going to change. Coins are always going to be the lingua franca on Chia. It will never change. It will always be coins, 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 and nothing but coins. Everything is a coin. NFTs are coins, singletons are coins, cats are coins, and Chia is coins. Everything's a coin. Okay. So now that we've got that basically out of the way, what is an offer file? It says, I am spending one of my coins. I'm spending it. I'm going to spend it. So the wallet is identified a specific coin it wants to spend. And that offer file, that Lego brick says, this coin has a denomination, right? Let's say I've got a $500 bill, because this is a really good way to think about Chia in any kind of coin set model, is that you have a dollar bill with some denomination on it. I've got a $500 bill sitting in my hands, right? And I say, I will take 25 out of this $500 bill, and I will buy Lewis's shit cat with my $500 bill. Okay, I want to take $25.
They're for sale, by the way. My shit cats are always for sale.
Yes.
Yeah, by the end of the show, for sure, I'll code it up.
And suddenly we see one. It's like Lewis's shit cats on database. I can't wait. So I take my $25 commitment and I say, all right, Lewis, with my $500 bill, I'm committed to buying 25 of your cat. So as long as that offer is floating around, that it could happen that it would be that coin could get spent. Now, here's what could occur in the meantime. I've sent you that and you haven't executed that trade yet. You're just kind of sitting on it. You're like, well, 25, we're kind of haggling on how much cat you're going to get. We're doing this offline. And in the meantime, I go and I spend that $500 bill on something else. Okay. And then finally, we come to an agreement on whatever. And then you try to execute that trade. That $500 bill, it's gone. It's been spent. Each coin can only be spent once in Chia. Like I can get change back. I can get, some coin returned to me from somebody who, is going to take that coin spend. But once that coin is spent, that offer file will no longer work because it's trying to spend a coin that can't be spent again. Each coin can only be spent once. So it's a way to effectively cancel an offer out from underneath. Like if you throw an offer file out there, you've committed to spend that coin. It will happen if somebody wants to take the other side of that. The only way for you to get out of that is to spend that coin and move it so that somebody can't take up the
And that's
other
accomplished
side.
when you click the cancel offer button. It spends the coin.
Mhm.
Yeah, because there's a way to cancel right through the GUI wallet. I don't like this offer, cancel.
Right. That's what it like. That's what you have to do. The only way to like cancel an offer, like somebody's got your spend bundle. You know, they have this signed thing. You've committed to it. You can't yoink it back without moving the coin. You got to move the coin out from underneath the offer.
Yeah, you got to yeet it somewhere else.
I know we've talked about this, and I apologize.
Yoink
So
and
that
yeet,
$500 coin, you only are offering $25 of the $500 coin. And let's say that transaction takes place. Do I then get back a $475 coin?
Yeah.
Yes. And here's the thing that's kind of sucks about it right now. And I think this is going to be addressed. I've been talking to some of the developers on Twitter. And so one of my complaints is that, let's say you have that $500 coin and you want to put out an offer for 25, right? It locks up your whole coin. Your whole 500 is reserved until somebody fulfills that and you get your 475 change back.
Okay.
So
this is like, wait, though, this is only a UI thing. There's nothing stopping you from spending that coin.
No, if you know how to, if you can see the matrix and all those green things floating around, then you can, like Grant, you can then up.
So to circumvent that, you need to literally sell yourself.
You create another wallet and you send out of that $500 bill, you carve off a block of cheese. You carve off a $25 bill and you send 25 to the other wallet, and then it'll go to be
so
confirmed.
There's no way to do that
and,
inter wallet
not yet. That's coming in one. From what I hear, rumor has it that'll come in 1.4. We're waiting on 1.3 to come out any time.
There's no way to do it in the UI. So normal humans, no.
Normal humans, no.
If you
Neo here,
yeah. If you Chia certainly supports it. It is absolutely 100% possible.
Yeah.
Dan is describing the mechanism whereby mortals would do it.
Yes,
and
for all you other humans out there, if you want to work around, the workaround is have two wallets, send $25 in cheese to the second wallet, and from there, create your offer file. And
but
then go back to your first
the amount of wallets that you can have. So
no, you can have as many as you want, but it's kind of a pain in the butt because if you switch from one wallet to the other, you got to wait for one to sync up and then the other to sync up. It's
because you can only run one. You can only run what is it called, the Chia Lite wallet on one open wallet at a time.
Good point of clarification. You cannot do this with a full node wallet. So right now there's two wallets out there. There's the full wallet, the full node wallet, which is for farmers to use. Okay. And then there's the light beta wallet and all this CAT functionality, Chia Asset Token functionality and offers and all that. That's in the light beta wallet only. Is it 1.3 where they're going to merge them into one wallet, Grant? Or I'm not sure about that. But at some point they're going to be one wallet. It's going to have better functionality.
1.3 is where they're intending to to bring the CAT functionality into the full node.
And now one last clarification is this is only with tokens that are on anything on the Chia blockchain. You can't do these types of, this offer bin doesn't work between Chia and Ethereum or Chia and any other coin, right?
Wrapped coins. That's something that's coming to wrapped Bitcoin and wrapped Ethereum on the Chia blockchain, but I don't know enough about it to talk about it. Maybe Grant.
Right. Okay. So this idea of wrapping, this isn't new either, right? Like, so anytime you have something like all of the blockchains, they're all closed ecosystems. You cannot reason about, think about anything that isn't inside the ecosystem of the blockchain you're working with. So the only way for you to reason about, think about, or do anything on chain is you have to bring that data on chain. So the idea is that you can wrap other things. And the way that you do this is by special mechanisms where you ensure that whatever asset that you're dealing with cannot be moved or lost once you've brought it onto the chain. Otherwise that would be a huge
you got to
risk.
You got to put one of those a parking tire lock on the other type of asset while it has a wrap around it so that it can be traded on the Chia chain and then unlocked once that trade is done.
And that's a fundamental kind of trust scenario when you're trusting somebody to issue those wrapped whatever, the traditional way that this has been done is through something like an escrow service. You're dealing with an entity which is creating this stuff. That's the same for stable coins. It's likely to be the same for a lot of this wrapping. So when we're talking about,
that can't be done on layer 2 yet, then. That's not a layer 2.
The layer 2 has nothing to do with that. That's
okay.
We're talking about bringing something on chain that doesn't exist on chain. The mechanism for doing that is you have to bring it on to the chain. Now, there are ways to do this if the specific blockchain you're dealing with has some mechanism for creating certain types of mathematical constructs. But if that chain doesn't support it, then the only way to do this is through some kind of escrow service. So in
what
Chia,
about an asset token?
Well, you're still doing the same kind of a thing. It's like, well, unless it's totally ephemeral, like a carbon credit. I mean, I don't know. Those carbon credits exist wherever they exist, and now they can be brought on chain as a tokenization of that asset. But somebody still has to have a ledger of where those things actually exist.
Okay.
I think we've talked a bit about stablecoins, but it's the same way that stablecoins work.
Sure. Well, I mean, I think this is a great episode here. Let's just kind of wrap it up, and I think maybe that's wrap it up. That would be a good topic for the next one would be wrapping. Hey, that was the Third Coin Podcast, where we talk about the past, present, and future of blockchain, cryptocurrency, and Web3 technology. If you learned something new today, tell us in the comments. If you need a different question answered, ask us in our social media anywhere at The Third Coin. Please like and follow us for the latest, somewhat biased information on YouTube and podcasts everywhere.